Hello, I'm Adrian from Inspiratrix Yoga. Today I'm going to look at some exercises to help reduce nerve pain in the arms and the back of the legs. These exercises are called nerve glide exercises. And the reason they're called nerve glides is that you can imagine nerves in the body to be like little bits of wet noodles or wet spaghetti. And these bits of wet noodle or wet spaghetti run through tubes that are like straws. And some of them are bigger than straws, some of them are much, much smaller. But these nerve fibers run along these sheaths in the body. Most of the time, they run smoothly and effortlessly back and forth as we move and stretch and bend our joints. However, sometimes as a result of injury or inflammation or something else going on in the body, these nerves can become trapped inside these sheathing fibers, inside these sheath tubes. And that can result in pain when stretching or moving a limb. We're going to look at three nerves specifically. The first one is the radial nerve. This one runs on the outside thumb edge of the arm, up the upper arm, through the shoulder and into the neck. We're going to look at the ulnar nerve. This one runs on the inside of the arm, up to the elbow, the upper arm, shoulder, and into the neck. And the third nerve we're going to look at is a nerve in the leg. It's called the sciatic nerve. That runs all the way from the back, from the sacrum, down past the hip, past the bottom, inside back of the leg, back of the calf, and to the foot. A little word about nerve glides and pain. It's a good idea to stay out of pain while doing these exercises. Going into pain means that you're creating more inflammation in the body. More inflammation means more swelling. More swelling means that the nerve pain might become worse. So stay out of pain. And as always, if in any doubt or if the pain is severe, get in touch with a doctor or physiotherapist for some proper advice, and especially to get a good diagnosis of what the underlying cause of the problem may be. Let's begin with nerve glides for the radial nerve. There's two stages to this one, and depending on the severity or pain that you're feeling, you might want to stick with stage one, do that for a few days before moving on to stage two. Stage one for this is that you take your affected arm to the side, like this, bending the elbow. Then you make a puppet shape out of the hand, and then you turn that puppet shape so it's looking at your face. I know this sounds a bit funny, but calling it a puppet actually helps to make it easier to refer to it. And then there are two movements. The first one is that you look at the puppet hand, and then the puppet hand and your head turn away, and then turn back towards one another. Head and hand turn away, head and hand turn towards one another. Another variation of this as well is that you can turn the head and the puppet hand in the same direction. So with the hand facing towards your head looks away from the hand, and then the puppet and the head turn away. So the head and the hand turn the same direction. You don't need to overdo these. You can do these maybe 5 or 6 repetitions. They're great to do first thing in the morning when you wake up. They're also great to do after you've had a shower or a bath. And they can be a good way to downregulate and relax that nerve before going to bed at night. The second variation is where you actually twist the arm, so the arm comes into a greater range of motion. So you start off in the same position. You're looking at your hand, and then as you turn away, the hand turns away, then the arm twists, and then you straighten the arm and the palm faces upwards. Then you come back to that starting position, slowly back until you're looking at the hand. And again, you can repeat this 5 or 6 times, a couple of times a day. I'm only showing this on one side, but you can do both sides, or just the side where you're feeling that there's a tightness in the nerve. The ulnar nerve is a little bit similar, again, where you're going to be using the hand. And the starting position for this is that you've got your hand in on what's called a waiter position, palm facing up. And again, you're looking at the hand. And then as you turn the head away from looking at the hand, you straighten the arm out. Fingertips go down towards the floor. And then return back to the starting position slowly. And keep going. Again, repeating this 5 or 6 times. Depending on your flexibility level, the position of the starting position of this hand might be flat, might be like mine where I don't have as much wrist motion. But go with what you've got. Don't try to force this hand into being flat here. Go with whatever flexibility you have. So again, you start off by looking at the hand, hands in the weighted position, and you straighten the arm out and turn the head away. And then bend the arm back, turning the head back towards the hand, coming back to that starting position. Next up are nerve glides for the sciatic nerve. And for this, we're going to be lying down on the back, feet on the floor, knees bent as the starting position. Make sure that your hip area and lower back area are well padded here, especially if you're suffering from sciatic nerve pain, because lying on hard ground on the lower back can actually exacerbate that pain. So take care to be comfortable in the starting position. A couple of yoga mats are good, but actually putting some more padding on there if you're having an episode of pain is definitely a good idea. Then you'll raise the affected leg up and catch hold of the thigh with the hands. And the nerve glides are quite easy. We start off with the leg bent and move to a leg straight position. Again, work with the flexibility that you have. Maybe you can get the leg all the way straight, maybe not. Work with what you have. Come back to the starting position. And then straighten the leg out. It's helpful sometimes to feel for pressing through the heel of the foot as the foot comes up to the top. Doing that again 5 or 6 times. Going slow with it, staying out of any pain. So moving within a range of motion that feels comfortable to you. And repeating that once or twice a day. Not overdoing it. Thank you very much. I hope you found these exercises useful. Let me know in the comments down below how you found them. Until next time, goodbye.